I'm going to use wild shape and turn into uh, a
A
cat
pretty lady panther.
from a house cat. I didn't get in
Hello,
on it
and
last
welcome to Khyber Shards, a 5th edition actual play show set in the Eberron campaign world. I am Philip.
I'm Eric.
I'm Colin.
time. I'm RA.
And I'm Casey.
And, we didn't pick who has to do the recap last time.
Oh no.
But I feel like Colin should get to tell us about the recap of last time.
On the spot.
So much
Practice
happened.
the storytelling.
So we took a ton of time making a really efficient and well thought out, perfectly grounded and achievable plan with Pog and Shade. And everything worked completely according to that plan. Shade freed all of the animals, not as ideally as we would have hoped. She set off a carnival distraction while doing it. But after challenging the legendary gladiator Kolos to a distraction fight, somehow Pog won and obtained Fury's Edge, a new weapon, which is going to be awesome once we learn about it. And Ari and Ezri were beginning to finish their breakfast at the Ship's Cat when Tommel wandered in and had a very scary conversation with them about why those with marks should be the ones in control of things. Very cryptic, very scary Magneto stuff. And then they made a super graceful exit to come and try to figure out what in the world was happening to us. They did not figure out what was happening to us, and now we're all back at the treehouse. Well, we are. Shade is probably going to be arriving soon, and we can finally explain all the mayhem that went down.
I'm crazy. Am I crazy?
And our new
Did you
roommate.
just like yada 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 over like your entire part of the last episode?
I mean, yeah, I kind of yada yada yada'd over it, I guess. It was a pretty big fight, I guess. You know,
It was
it's whatever.
awesome.
There was a fight.
It's a Monday night for Pog now. Yeah, it was an epic throwdown, to be honest. That we did see. I didn't see that it was necessarily mentioned, but Ari got an inkling of something having protected me, while Ezri, we haven't discussed it yet, did see some form of ethereal being protect me during that fight, which is why I was able to survive and defeat Kolos. So that's happening.
All right. So, you all make your way back to the treehouse. Shade,
away.
you make your way back to the treehouse, accompanied by a radiantly colored panther, which you met and who kind of instigated the breakout that you arranged.
It was a good plan.
So,
Real good thinking.
I am trying to be the hostess with the mostest when we get to the treehouse, just like, and this is our home.
and it sort of looks up. Casey, is the panther that is accompanying you male or female? I don't think we ever established that.
We did not establish that.
You have given me a name, but I don't think we have that.
Yes. It was.
It is definitely male or
Is
female.
that your answer?
Yes.
It is male or female.
That's right.
Remember that list of things that I hadn't decided on yet? I I get that it's just like, just pick and go with it. But for some reason, like, it's a big deal.
It's very much like odds and evens.
And do you remember how big of a deal that felt?
I honestly don't.
To me.
To me.
It's male.
Okay. Then he is looking up at the treehouse, and just sort of appreciatively.
I feel like more people should have joined in on that Queen reference. I'm a little disappointed in all of you.
Are you going in?
Yes.
Okay. So he follows you to the door and seems to sort of look at the windy staircase that runs up the interior, and then turns, looks up, and then just sort of disappears. And there's a spray of leaves drifting down where he was standing, and then reappears on a branch above.
That's cool. That's you just have to take the stairs.
Ari. So, Esri, you, Ari, and Pog are in the common room of the treehouse. Ari is sitting near one of the windows as you guys
we're
catch
already
your
there.
breath from that chaos.
Got it.
When suddenly a brightly colored panther appears on the branch out the window behind Ari, whose terrible perception means that he notices nothing at all.
So no, it's not star chasing Pog. I want to get to know him on like a personal
still-
level.
it's
If
just
you
like
understand
there's-
what I'm saying.
Just hang around more, you know. That's all it is.
He has the head of a bull.
How is that
know.
not cool to you? You're the only one that's not cool to.
This the practicality.
Nari
Shane
leans back
enters.
against the windowsill. Oh, hey, where'd you go? What happened? Hi.
Shade. Good thinking plan. Good job. You did so good.
And listen, stick it
what-
to Vadalus. I'm with you, but
Wait, what did you do?
Everybody, please say hello to my new friend.
You where
Oh,
Who?
there's a panther.
The panther you talked to?
Yeah. Yeah, I invited it back to the treehouse.
Where is
It can bake with me.
Pog, you can see it. It's sitting on a branch right behind Esri, or right behind Ari.
Hi. Hi, Panther. What's
what?
your name?
Oh my God! What? Hi.
Yeah,
It sort of pads into the
it got
room,
here first.
shakes itself.
Y'all would notice it.
No,
I'm gonna put my hand out to see if it wants to come
why
over
is
to
it
let
in the
me-
house? Why is it in the house?
I
Oh,
invited
oh,
it
stop.
to the house. Be nice.
Is it house trained?
This is Shade's friend.
I mean, it is currently.
We
have
talked about this the same
house
time when the
trained.
last time when you asked that about Pog. It's inappropriate and not nice. As
This is not. This is
That's-
no. This is not the same. The litter box will take up an entire room.
It's not a pet.
Great. Shoo, go away.
This is a friend.
It's a guest.
Hang on.
I just.
Before
This-
you start being mean
this
to
is- this
friends,
is an
can
animal.
you hear Shade's story?
This is not a person.
So
It's
that's
a
a no,
friend.
Pog. That's a no from Esri
It's
on your
a-
question about hearing Shade's story before he's being mean.
No bullheads, no pretty kitties, no nothing with this guy.
What happened, Shade? I would like to hear your story.
No, this I do want to hear. This poops in the common room. You
Does
are
it
cleaning
pay
it up.
any attention to my hand while we're all
It-
talking?
It is inspecting your hand.
Okay. I'm unaggressive. I know Ship's cat.
Yeah.
I'm just holding it out to see if he'll be cool.
So Shade, what's up?
This is why this is why none of the cats come to you when we go to the ship's cat.
I have a cat I have a cat.
Oh yeah, you do.
I mean,
which one?
Yes.
None of us have seen that.
Marion.
That's not a cat name. That's not a cat name. We know
You
all
don't
the
know
cats
the
there.
cat's names.
I do know all of the names of the cats. Thank you.
I fed a cat bacon. Yes, I fed a cat bacon last time. It's fine.
I believe that.
Keep
it out of my
actually.
room.
You bribed it. Anyway, Shade.
Well, there were some animals in cages, and now there aren't.
I'm a fan.
That's not a story.
It's not.
It had a
You're just
beginning, a
being
middle, and
really
an end.
Short, and so I don't think you're gonna like my story, very much.
Well, the story that involves Pog getting beat up by a minotaur.
Beating up the most legendary Minotaur in the world. Thanks.
What?
Shade
Hog
look,
won the
shade
fight.
Look, shade look, I won, and I got Fury's
I
edge.
saw
I got
most of that
Fury's
fight.
edge. It's mine. I won.
High five, Pog.
You know what, buddy?
High five.
I'm gonna break out the bacon, and Ari gets up and walks in the kitchen.
I
Me and
won.
Solarka
I won.
and I were so scared when you went up to that Minotaur.
Oh, me too.
She was worried. She was worried about you.
She was? Wait, she was? What'd she say?
She asked me to. She said, "You're going to be okay, right?" And you're so good at fighting all the time, so obviously you were going to be fine. But also, he was big and scary. But I didn't get. Oh my goodness! Look at the kitty.
I'm so sorry. I have to get him off my shoulder, but I need to give Kratos his screen time. This is my familiar Kratos YouTube. Say hi.
He's
in the
so
hear
comments.
him.
handsome.
I can
Can
hear him.
you?
Yeah,
You can
hail
finally
her.
hear him?
Yeah.
You're going to be way
No one just
famous
on
on
the
the internet, bud. All right, homie. Thank you.
That's fantastic. But I couldn't see the fight. I had to do the thing while you were doing the distracting.
Then you did it. You did it so good. You even made a party happen after you did it. It was like everybody was celebrating because of fireworks. I wasn't done yet, but I didn't get distracted. I kept going because I knew it was your party.
I didn't mean to. I don't like loud parties. So that I am very good at sneaking. I am not very good at runes. That is,
And the thunder, was that on
She's good at
purpose?
that. Ari says from the kitchen,
I-
flipping bacon.
I think that's when I punched
I am
Kolos
good
in the
at
chest.
Defender.
I'm pretty sure.
It was a very loud punch.
Thank you.
Well-
Thank you.
I kind of made the confetti go boom, and that startled me. And then when that happened, people started running towards me, and I got a little freaked out.
So it wasn't on purpose.
And well, it depends who you ask.
I'm asking you.
I see. I didn't.
Yeah, I know I've got it.
Okay, but I think my mark was protecting me because they were running at me, Ezri, and they were just, and I was scared.
Who is they?
And then
Who is they? Let's get the whole story. Who is they?
the animal kidnappers.
Right. So the members of House Daedalus?
Bad
Vados.
guys. The bad guys.
Daedalus.
That's right, the bad guys.
Right. The bad guys who have every legal right to be
To be bad guys.
operating their business in the market.
Okay, not to get up on a
I-
soapbox back here in the kitchen, but just because something's legal doesn't mean it's right. So let's
Just
not
establishing
worry
the
about the legality
facts
of anything.
here.
I don't know what that means,
Well,
but I
yes,
think Ezra's
let's
wrong
not
too.
worry about the legality of anything. That's
Yeah, says the
Great.
guy making drugs.
okay. First of all, you don't know about the drugs.
The cat, the panther is now stretched out on your couch.
Listen,
Did it ever touch my hand?
Okay, that's not.
Did I ever get to
your
scruff
cat.
it?
That's
It sniffed your hand real thoroughly,
I'll take it. I'm not pushy.
but now it
It
has sort of
is.
laid out the length of the couch.
Not okay. It is not okay to kidnap and cage creatures or beings. Even if somebody else says it's okay, it's not.
is this what we're doing now? We're just gonna wait for every market day and go release all the animals.
Could we?
Ezri,
Oh my god.
can we ever do anything and not get in trouble with you? Because this
We
one
were
time,
doing great. These last 3 days, I don't know what's happening. I don't know if
We're
you all
doing cool
drank
stuff.
something that I didn't get a sip of, but why are we just inserting ourselves in every little thing all of a sudden?
well, I mean, people have been in danger. Creatures have been captured. I mean, things have need to get done.
There's
and Shade did a
also-
heck of a job.
you didn't let Shade tell the part where her friend asked for help. Her friend's not... Shade, tell him about
Well,
your
like-
friend, and then he'll know.
I saw the animals when we went to go pick up Salarka, and then I was worried about the animals because they seemed upset, so I decided to talk to them. And this very kind panther explained to me what was happening and told me about the master lock and the master key. And then they were bidding on them to sell them right now. And so Salarka, Pog, and I came up with a plan, and then we made it happen.
During her story, Ari comes up behind Pog with a plate of bacon and is like, here you go, buddy, good job.
Pog is going to take a strip of bacon and walk over to the panther and see if it wants a piece of bacon. I'm going to eat one and see if it wants
Its
one.
head sort of comes up, following its nose towards the,
They prefer
It's
it
not in my
uncooked.
palm. It's dangling completely
Salted meat.
unthreatening handoff here.
and it just sort of opens and takes it with its big rough tongue.
Easy drop, and I... Good morning. And just walk back to my seat.
I
Thank you,
And-
Ari.
also
Positive.
have
I mean,
gotten
maybe
much
House
better.
Vados will think twice before setting up shop in Stormreach again. So,
I've also gotten better at talking with animals.
What precisely did the panther say?
Well, there's been a lot that happened between our conversation and this conversation, and so I don't remember the exact words, but I could ask him.
Right. It was, but
Would you-
I mean, it was begging for help, right? Like it was in pain. It needed to be freed along with all the other animals.
They were so uncomfortable. You didn't hear them upset that they were caged? That's not what
I sympathize with being upset about being caged.
do you?
Yes.
there's a lot of sympathy in your voice right now, Ezri.
No, there's not.
I remember when you say one thing but you mean the other, buddy?
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Skurasm. Got it.
nailed it.
I couldn't just leave this creature that was able to communicate and didn't belong here. That You know what that's like.
All right. I'm going to speak into the mind of the panther and say, do you have a name? My feature says it must have a language to be able to understand.
Does it have to have a language you speak?
You don't need to share a language with the creature for it to understand, but the creature must be able to understand at least one language.
Okay. And what did you ask?
Do you have a name?
It looks at you with a perfectly comprehending look. Like its head comes out and swivels towards you. And then it looks over at Shade. So
Well,
all of you see
an
presumably- Esri paws and it.
It's intelligent for an animal.
Rude.
Okay, but
And you're intelligent for a spore.
high five, high five, high five. Good one, Shade. Good. That was so mean. That was good. That was really good.
Inspiration.
That was really good. Okay, so what we needed to do was Shade just needed to get her friend out. And we thought instead of just sneaking one out, it would be easier if everybody was like, "What's happening?" And we got one out while everyone was looking at everything else. So that's what Shade's plan was. That's why she threw the big party and all the animals went running.
And
I
it
think.
worked. Went well, it seems like.
Pog did a good job on the fighting, distracting part.
Man, I wish I could have been. I'm mad that I wasn't there.
I'll tell you about it.
I-
I'll tell you about it. It was
I didn't do it as soon as I wanted
That rib
to.
hurts a lot.
gets
What
winded
Shade?
after.
I didn't immediately free the animals as soon as I wanted to. I talked about it with Pog and with Solarka,
That's
and we
smart.
came up with a plan. So that seems better than not.
Yeah.
You
You
don't
want some bacon,
crew-
Shade? You did a good
I'm
job.
not a big fan of being the bad guy. That's not really my thing. Try to be kind of chill. But I really, really do. At any point in all of this, did you consider if this admittedly quite lovely creature was as important as the rest of us?
But you weren't going to get hurt because you weren't there.
Right. I wasn't going to get hurt at that moment. Now, we have the world's most obvious cat living in our very obvious treehouse.
But nobody knows we live in the treehouse.
Oh, actually, they do. Oh, they do.
I didn't tell anybody.
Oh, hey, Pog, you don't
I
have to
thought we
move
got
into Sword and Sheath anymore, buddy. By the way.
Good.
Tommel knows. Tommel, who is not cool anymore.
I mean, he's not bad. He's not terrible. He's not chill.
He is-
I guess is the best way to put it.
He,
Tommel's
he
super
is
cool.
not.
Super
This
not
is-
vibing.
So yeah, Tommel was able to ask
This
around
is
and
Tommel
find out where we were.
2.0.
So
So let me interject something here. I want to establish something. R.A. has Esri usually been pretty chill? Would it be fairly obvious to the others that Esri is kind of freaking out about the last few
Yes.
days? Okay.
Yes. Esri sleeps on a bed of moss and grows plants.
Right.
And finds plants. Like, yes, absolutely.
So,
This is,
so you are usually
this is
extremely chill,
high-strung
and this
Esri.
is an enormously high-strung Esri. Okay. So I just want that to be established, since we didn't, experience the 18 months of Esri living his best life. Before this
Before we
Everyone
just-
was
destroyed
bored to
it.
tears, and Ezra
before this
just
terrible,
leveled
no
it
good,
up.
very bad week occurred.
3 days. 3 days we have done.
Yeah, Ezra and I were at the ship's cap waiting on you all to come join us. And Tommel showed
Sorry.
up. It's cool, man.
Sorry.
No worries. I was the one that suggested you go find Solarka, so blame me.
Thank you. Thank you. She loved the teeth, by the way. I was right.
High five, buddy. High five.
Thanks. Okay, Tommel's not cool.
Well, he's just he shows his mark in public. He just has a hole in his pants where his mark is.
I feel like you made it sound as minimally cool as you possibly could right there with that description.
Where is his mark?
On his right leg,
On his
just
leg.
above his knee.
Oh, okay.
His upper thigh.
Somebody may have seen my mark.
What'd you say?
Come again?
I forgot that part of the story.
What part of the story?
Somebody may have seen my mark.
What?
Oh.
How may have? Just did? By may have, do you mean did?
I our really lovely panther potted him in the head before he said anything. So I'm pretty sure he saw my mark, but I also, the panther protected me. Like the mark does. But it's much bigger now and it glowed.
So,
I'm sorry.
Tommel.
You don't need to apologize. It's fine. It happens.
You were saying about Tommel.
Oh, I wasn't going to interrupt you if you were going to continue.
Oh no, I just figured a few more apologies wouldn't hurt.
For
So, yeah, Tommel displays his mark and is pretty militant, I guess is the best way to put it. Like if he made it seem like if somebody looks at him funny for displaying his mark, he's not above dealing with the situation. If you catch my drift.
Pretty much said that word. I mean, he said that. He kind of wants it to happen.
So yeah, he seems pretty angry, and seems to hold a lot of resentment for the program, which do not blame him there. But regarding like that they made us feel ashamed and afraid of our marks, and Tommel is not ashamed or afraid anymore, and yeah, he just seems very open about the fact that he has a mark and very angry about the idea that anybody would think that's a bad thing. And also he mentioned a war that happened a while back with marked people and how our side lost, and then he very ominously said we won't lose again, or this one or something. Basically
He said his words were, "I will not be on the losing side again."
that's it. Which makes it sound like either he's militant on one side or he's just willing to switch sides on a whim. But I think it's the former, not the latter. So, yeah, Tommel... Oh, and Cal, one of Tommel's pod mates is still alive. I think the other ones died in the mission. But, yeah, Cal's still alive as well. So... He did mention that we could come to the Stormhammers if we ever need anything, but I don't know if you all have had many interactions with Stormhammers. They're not good people. So yeah, that's what we got. Did I miss
So
anything?
Tommel's a
Ezra?
bad guy?
I wouldn't say he's a bad guy. He's angry. Pog. He you know how like we came out of the similar situation with Tommel. Obviously, Tommel went through it being what we thought was dead, going through the morning. But you know, I'm sure. I mean, I'm angry at the houses. Like I don't have any love for them, and if I ever see Soren again, you know,
You'll
I
what?
understand his anger. What? Huh?
You sort of trailed off there. If you ever see
Yeah, I
Soren
was-
again, you'll what?
Shifting my thought to something else. I understand the anger towards the program and what they did to us and what they tried to do to us before we were helped out. But Tommel seems to be at a point to where he's just ready to start outright attacking folk, which perpetuates the stereotype of aberrant marked people that I've been talking about that we need to fight against. So, yeah, that's Tommel's deal.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. It's been a day. So, and the cats don't like him either. The cats like run away from him. So, him and Esri have something in common.
Pog's gonna turn to
They
Shade
don't,
and go.
they don't run away
So
from me.
he's a bad guy.
He did point out, and you could verify this to be true, that that was a reality for him ever since his mark manifested. That animals were nervous
Oh.
around him ever since his mark manifested.
So that's still a thing that's going on. And he also wears lots of black studded gloves. Looks like a real tryhard, but you know.
Yeah, he's really embraced the whole hammer aesthetic. To be honest,
So
I've never
don't go
understood,
hang around
like,
with those kids.
We'll see him.
Never
at the
really
Black Parade.
understood the like window in the clothing thing to begin with.
I mean-
you don't need to see the mark. It doesn't do anything for you. It just looks like you messed up your pants.
I wouldn't say Tommel's a bad guy though. I don't think he's beyond help or. I mean, we all remember Tommel. Like Tommel's gone through some stuff, but he's not a different person. So, I think that, you know, I like to think that for us, we are who we are because of the influence of the rest of us on each other, and that we have been a net positive for each other over these past couple of years, even before that in the program. And I just think Tommel has been surrounded by some bad actors for too long, and if maybe he had some better influences in his life, he might be tempered a little bit. So,
Ari,
or he might drag us down.
you're
with him.
not.
Who's to say?
You're not beyond help. Tommel is some weird, partially black-eyed murderer.
You saw him kill somebody?
No, we did not.
No,
Oh.
no, I didn't see it.
I mean, I don't want to be on the losing side of a war. And I
don't want to be ashamed
don't-
of my mark.
yeah.
That's true.
Some of that.
How about not being on the side of a war? That
Well-
seems like a good place to be, or not be.
I mean,
We don't always have
that's certainly a place to be. I don't want to be on the losing side of a war either, but I would like to avoid a war if a war is coming. That's my ideal situation.
Okay, y'all don't freak out. I've never really tried this before, but this panther's worrying me. I'm going to use wild shape and turn into a cat.
A pretty lady panther.
From a house cat. Just a
You
simple
turn into a
cat.
house cat? Okay.
Yeah.
So, Esri just sort of...
As Pog was about
what
to
color
excuse
house cat
himself.
are you?
We'll go black to try to match the panther aesthetic.
Okay.
Well, is the panther black with colors, or is it just
No,
all
the panther
colors?
is like peacock colors. It's like iridescent blue.
Okay.
With green spotting.
In which case we'll just go basic ginger tabby,
Okay. And you do what?
and I try to talk to the panther as a cat. and say, I don't know how me, the player, doesn't really know how this works. I'm not sure what's available to me, and say, is this better? Can we talk like this?
The panther sort of tilts its head at you, looking curiously, and then slowly turns its head back to Shade.
Ari says, I guess if we're all doing it, and then changes into Ezri and is like, guys, don't do anything fun.
Wrong kind of cat, I suppose.
What? Okay.
Back up. Ezri, I'm sorry, that's me. Shade,
Hello.
are you able
What
to
did you
talk
do
to it?
yourself?
It just looks at you when I try.
I will try to cast. I will try to do the ritual again, but sometimes it doesn't work so much if I try to do it too many times in a day.
It seems like it wants something from you.
So I will do my ritual for speak with animals.
Can you use it more than once in a day?
Yes.
Is this I'm sorry, is this a spell you have on your spell list, or is this from one of your other features that lets you do it just as a ritual?
I actually have both.
Oh, okay. And you can also just cast it and not take 10 minutes if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah, do hunters have ritual casting?
Do what?
She has
Not
a thing.
hunters, rangers. Okay.
That was my confusion with the question, is because
Yeah. So you can cast it with you can use the spell slot and not take 10 minutes. Okay, so you cast Speak with Animals. And do what?
Can you understand
Oh, that's so weird.
us when we're talking?
What did you
Should not
say,
be able
Shade?
to make those sounds.
I'm sorry, Philip, I didn't hear you.
I didn't hear you. I was...
Oh. Can you understand us when we're talking, or just when I do the spell to do this?
I do not understand most of their language. I understand the language I understand you now. I knew what people said in the other place where I came from. But
In
I
the
could
cave?
not speak. No, before.
Oh.
But my mouth does not speak normally.
Okay. When the green one turned into the cat, were you able to understand the
He sounded like
meows he made?
a cat.
He did.
Mewling.
Doesn't normally do that. Do you need anything? I know that you've been through a lot. Can I get you something? Are you tired?
This is
How's
very
the
comfortable.
couch? Okay.
I think this is my spot.
Your panther just Sheldon Coopered in our apartment.
Okay.
And it sort of
I think-
rolls in a little bit into the cushion.
I don't feel like you're telling it the right things.
Shade. Tell him I said hi.
Pog, that's that one. He says hi.
Would he like some more bacon?
And Ari, that's that one, would like to know if you would like more bacon.
Oh, yes, very much.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Me too,
that's
please.
Esri, and
Gotcha, buddy.
he's was a cat, but he was also green. You might. He might try to shoo you away from your spot. So just know that might happen. He's really good guy, usually pretty chill, but sometimes we just ignore him. So he's used to that.
I don't know if you've known many of my kind of creatures, but in every world that
I've
I've
never
been
talked to a
in,
panther before.
in every world that I've been in, all the creatures that are shaped like me are very good at ignoring people.
Oh,
That's good.
well practiced. I'm Shade, and I think that I said that earlier, but I don't remember. It's just been it's been a lot today. What would you like to go by? What should I call you?
I was waiting for you to let me know. I wasn't really sure what I'm called here.
I just picked that fort. You don't care.
It would be very difficult for you to pronounce my name without this magic. Would probably be best if you came up with something your mouth can form normally.
Okay. Okay.
Ari walks by Pog with a plate full of bacon. As Pog reaches up, he slaps his hand and brings the bacon over to the panther.
But I
Ari does
shared with
not
him.
usually share bacon, and neither does Pog. Well, Ari generally shares bacon with Pog, but Pog just doesn't generally. He must like you a
You
lot.
told us we were out of bacon.
And that was a lie. And he walks back into the kitchen and starts
Ari
making up
does
Pog
lie good.
more.
Ari does lie good.
The panther begins to feast on bacon. What would you like to call me?
Well, player question for you, Philip, because the name I had come up with, not realizing that it is or sounds like another character's name, is that going to be a problem?
What other character is called this?
Cal.
Cal.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think this will be the third
You
Cal
said
we've
that
had
and I was
this
like,
episode,
oh, no.
actually.
no, that was so.
Kel.
Yeah, the other one that
third
was
or
my
second,
fault.
if we don't know.
I had a name on my list that I just pulled for Kolos's attendant, not realizing that it was very similar to Tommel's buddy.
I don't know if you saw, but like as soon as you said that, both Ari and I like perked up, like, "Oh, what? What is it the same?"
Yep. No.
Yeah.
I also perked up. 'Cause I was like, wait.
Yeah, that was
that's-
my doing.
yeah.
Kel Giantsbane is from a sidebar in the Stormreach book about the Red Ring, so I just pulled it and put it on my list. But
Fortunately for you, Colin and Pog are both dumb, so I didn't perk up at all.
sorry to
Giant's Bane, but Minotaur, not a worry.
answer your question, it won't bother me, Casey.
Okay.
I don't think it will be a problem. I think the occasions, things could take a turn that I don't expect, but as has been so many times demonstrated.
Challenge
But unless that
accepted.
happens, it seems
We're getting-
unlikely to me that the two characters will be in the room all the time with each other.
We're getting all three of these guys in a room together.
Yep, that is the entire
no,
goal of the
mission.
campaign from now on.
That's the end game, folks.
So I have no problem with the name you picked.
Okay. Okay, so I think that I think I'd like to call you Calumbra, and then just for short sometimes call you Cal, or variations on that. How do you is that okay?
That sounds lovely. That sounds like a name from where I came from. It's very nice.
Do you want to talk about where you came from? Because you've mentioned it several times now.
It is... When I traveled up to your tree, I can take shortcuts back through it to move quickly in your world. It looks like I just disappear and reappear, but it's just...
It was awesome.
It's just a shortcut through through my world, where there are many creatures like me, and elves and gnomes and all manner of bright and magical things.
Ari hands Pog a plate of bacon, takes off a single piece, and tosses it to Esri.
Did you intend to leave
you.
that world?
No, the worlds shift and touch sometimes, and I was hunting and chased something into, well, I guess beyond the boundary of mine and into yours.
Well, I'm sorry
It's
that
not
you're not
bad
there
here.
anymore.
It's not bad here.
We're pretty proud of our treehouse. We try to make it home.
This is a very comfortable seat.
Good. I'm gonna let them know that that's your seat now.
Thank you.
Do you hunt for your own food? Do you
Oh yes.
do you want
I'm
to
very
stay here
able
for
to
a
hunt.
little bit? You
Certainly.
could also be free. Your choice.
I think I'd like to
You
stay
are
for...
free. That said, I said you could be free, but you are free.
I'll stick around.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't have anywhere in particular to be. It's not... I didn't, there wasn't like a city of panthers on the other side that I lived in or anything like that.
Oh, that would be so cool.
That's way cooler than the fish people.
Are you asking it to get off the sofa?
It lives there now.
No, it doesn't.
Cool.
Eat your bacon.
It
I have so much bacon today.
his name is Calumbra, and he also goes by Cal, and he likes that spot on the sofa, so that's his now. He said that he was gonna hang out for a little bit, so
Cool. Good.
he's gonna stay here for a little bit. He's not from here, but he also is now here. So, and he said he's gonna stay for a little bit. So I made another friend.
Good job.
Thank you.
Pog, we'll probably... I think we're at capacity now, buddy, so we need to put a pin in the boggle until... as long as Cal's staying here. Is that cool?
We lost
that's
the
fine.
bottle.
I'm glad we got Cal. I think he's gonna be my friend. Well, if
another
we
room.
don't have anything else to talk
It's like
about right now,
11 in the morning, right? Like, it's like...
I really
On the
need
other hand,
to
some
go
of you
wash.
didn't sleep.
Yeah, it's been a long night. I need to go get some of this blood off of me. So,
That's true. true. Pog is still partially covered in Otyugh.
The only part of me that's wiped off is when I got halfway facially presentable to talk to Solarka.
We were in a room with a cleaning stone, buddy. Like, you slept there.
This
I
is
actually
for my
have
new
quite a
fight.
few cultures to start.
You're gonna forget because you guys weren't there, but I did beat the most legendary gladiator in the world.
I was there. I watched. I saw the whole thing.
I can't believe I
But
missed it.
He
I
knocked
got-
you to
but I
your
did get beat
stomach.
up. So, I'm bleeding, and I think I broke my side. So, I just want to go lay down for a few minutes, just a few minutes, maybe a short rest.
Tommel interrupted my job yesterday, so I think I need to get some work in if I'm going to pay bills and stuff this week. So I might need to get to
What?
work here before too long.
What job did he interrupt?
Like
You were playing?
the odd jobs that I do out in the crossing. Not this morning.
Oh.
The first time I met him when I came back and said, "Hey, Tommel, weird eyes." Yeah.
You called him Weird Eyes?
No, I don't call him. We
you
can
never-
call him that though, just not to
What?
him.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go wash myself off. Tell Cal I said
Thank
bye.
you.
Yeah, I'll see him.
Thank you for your help, Pog.
Of course.
You
High
did such a
five.
good job. Yeah.
This was a really fun adventure we had. I'm gonna go lay on my other side.
Ari locks the bacon back up.
Pog walks by Cal just with his hand like down and out towards his
Well,
snout.
now
Just-
it smells like bacon, so
oh boy.
so
You eat your
Kyle
hand.
sort of lists
Pog
and
loses
then
his hand.
licks your hand with a big rough tongue.
Love it. Just walk on by. No pressure, Cal.
So, Casey, I feel like Kyle provided enough information for Shade to have put some things together just based on her early life in the Eldine Reaches. You would guess that he's probably from the Feywild, and that the language he seemed to understand some of is probably Sylvan, which most creatures from the Feywild can at least understand. So, mechanically speaking, the Panther understands you when you speak Sylvan, but cannot himself speak,
Okay.
just due to the biomechanics of it.
Yes, the one obscure language Esri doesn't speak. So that tracks a few, but
All right. So, unless there is other immediate business, I would like to.
I do
narrate
need
here.
to.
Yeah.
I do need to try to handle the diseased mouth bits that
Sure,
samples I acquired into colonies and into I don't know what's the right term.
Cultures.
Cultures. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. Sure. So
Disease
We're gonna jump
mouth
forward.
bits.
we're going to jump forward a few days, and we can say what people are up to during those few days, if it's just work as usual or whatever. But that's a perfectly good thing to be doing in Esri's spare time during these few days. So if you want to give me a medicine check to see how successful you are at developing some cultures of Otyugh filth.
How's a 15 do?
Okay. Yeah, you've got some things started. You are growing something in whatever your medium is.
Okay.
So yeah, you have a couple of trays of odd things growing out of an Otyugh's mouth. Is there anything?
If we're
in
talking about
particular-
days, I think I'll
we are talking about
get
days.
it started. But I'm gonna go take Sorry, Night Brain has gone
Yeah, it's-
offline.
It's getting late. We're gonna wrap up in a
not-
minute.
Not Carl.
Gerald? Gerald?
Gerald, thank you. I'm gonna take Geralt up on his offer
To get set up with
to
an
set up a
alchemy lab.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and move
not in the
these
house.
cultures. I don't want these cultures in the treehouse very long. So
That's fairly reasonable. You can tell pretty quickly from just being proficient in medicine that this is real nasty stuff. That there's not much. This is the sort of thing that we would call a biological weapon,
Okay.
if put in the right concentration.
there is one other
Yeah.
interim thing. I kind of hoped we were going to make it to the market before Pandemonium. I would like to locate some basic armor. We seem to need such things suddenly.
That would
And
that would
Esri-
work out with
Esri
my
has
plan
nothing.
for the few days, because I'm going to take Fury's Edge to Solarka to have her at least look it over with me. So we will be there. If you want to make that a two-man trip over, you can either commission something, buy something, and I know
Sure.
we won't learn it tonight, but we'll take that to Solarka to learn about Fury's Edge.
That sounds great. What kind of armor do you think Esri would seek out? Obviously, part of this would be to say what mechanically kind of armor you're talking about, but also get flowery with the description as you want to. There's
Sure.
all sorts of weird things that armor can be made out of.
Well, he is interested in fashion, so he doesn't want to appear to be wearing armor. So, some sort of whatever the what is the right term? Florentine. Yeah, what do the fashionable sword
Yeah.
players wear?
So you're
And
going to
something
be
he
John
can afford.
Wick of Eberron.
I only have 19 gold, or 18
Okay.
gold, so I've got to be able to.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Buy something.
with 18 gold, you can buy something fairly nice looking. So you, what is the kind of armor that Esri would be wearing in D&D terms?
Light or medium is what's available to him. Well, yeah. Those are the D&D terms. Nothing made of metal.
Okay.
So leather, hide,
Something like that.
maybe like plate woven into fabric, but not
Sure.
not plate. What do you call them?
Mail.
I guess
Mail.
small plates, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe a mail shirt that can be worn under something else.
Sure. So obviously those kinds of things can be, and you could, with like hide armor, it could be made out of something that would cause it to be very, very fashionable if you wanted to describe it in those terms. A more expensive option that might need some income from would be you could acquire something that's made with glamour weave, which is a type of cloth, and though it can be done into leather, that's imbued with a very, very minor illusory effect, so that you can cause it to look like something that it isn't. So you can essentially get a hide shirt or a chain shirt or something like that, but have the glamour weave woven into it so that it appears however you want it to appear.
Okay.
And a
how
typical
much cost are we
that
talking?
would cost about 50 gold.
All right.
The
Can I
typical
can
set
I
of
ask for
glamour
a
weave.
loan
Can you ask for a loan
from Geralt?
From
as part
Geralt?
of the yeah.
Okay, and like an
Maybe like
advance.
100, like a 100 gold loan.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. Nope, I'm gonna push that if that's okay.
Okay.
I know we're
Yeah.
sort of in between, so I don't know if pushing.
You can
okay.
push. That's fine.
Okay. Guess if he had, well, the higher was 7. That was
Okay.
a natural 1.
So, Gerald, here's my boy. I will do this for you. We'll do this for you. I will, of course. Of course. You work for me now. Of course I will take care of you, my boy. Why wouldn't I? And he reaches under and takes out a sack of gold and sets it up on the counter. Now, of course, I will expect repayment in full as promptly as you can manage.
You know, I don't know why this didn't occur to me before. Does he have any of this type of armor at his shop? He has swords.
He does have swords. He says, well, the thing about Glamour Weave that you might not know, forgive me if this sounds pedantic and you know, but when created, the illusions are woven into what it will look like. And typically, a typical set of Glamour Weave can have up to 3 kinds of image inside it. So
All right.
It's fantastic. You can change your clothes at a command word.
That does sound good.
But unfortunately, the things that I would have would already have someone's command word and somebody's 3 outfits worked into them. So, unless, my boy, you are very lucky and I happen to have something fashionable to your taste, you might need to go into the city elsewhere.
All right. What kind? What?
I
As
appreciate
soon as I can.
first.
Always. What? When you say as soon as I can, how soon can I?
Well, I'm a small businessman, and 100 gold is not a small amount. I think you'll agree. So
Sure.
I would say you could pay me back. Well, I tell you what, we'll just make it easy. Every week, I'll tack on 10% as interest. And when you paid it back, we're done. So you can take as long as you want, but the interest will accrue.
Is that 10% from the base amount, or is it like a rolling?
Look, Ezra, I'm
Percent.
investing you. Of course, the interest compounds.
Okay. Right. Of course. I'm sure I can find the cash. Eventually.
I know you can. A resourceful young man like yourself. Of course you can.
Resources are that's my thing. Being resourceful.
Excellent.
Thank you. No, wonderful. Yeah, yes, great. I have some shopping to do.
Have fun. Have fun, my boy.
Philip,
So I got 100 gold from him.
Yep, you got 100 gold, and you can spend 50 of it on Glamour Weave and decide what 3 outfits there are in it, which you don't have to do right this minute.
can you remind me, because sometimes I forget, what's the average annual income for a citizen in Eberron in gold pieces?
So, as I think I've mentioned, in Stormreach, it'd be rather inflated.
That's fair.
But in any other part of the world, not in giant urban areas maybe, but in most other parts of the world that would have a sort of average standard of living, I guess, a piece of silver is the daily wage of a laborer. So if you go out and work on a farm, you earn about a silver every day. So gold, in terms of gold, a piece of gold might be the daily wage of like a highly skilled laborer. So that would be about
barkeep?
3 months' wages for a like a smith or something like that.
I found glamored studded leather. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, that will represent it just fine.
Okay, so just a. Okay, so it's an AC of 13. That is correct. Okay.
Yes.
All right, great. Lovely.
Okay, so S3 is setting up
So
as
much harder
a
to hit.
subsidiary businessman with Gerald Goodblade, and Pog is bringing Fury's Edge to Solarka. Solarka is just amazed at the weapon. It says, "Pog, this is something you must show to my father. My father will be the one who can explain this to you. It is amazing, and I'm so very happy that you are letting me see it. But to know what it would definitely be a task for my father."
Do you think that it's good enough for him to be nice to while he looks at it?
She looks around. I heard him tell this story about the fight. People are very impressed that he saw the fight. He may have pointed out that you shop here.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. I'll bring it to your dad then. Do you want to get some more food since I'm here?
Of course.
Cool.
Ari? What's Ari up to?
So Ari would be, doing his day job, but also he would be going to every night in the past few days. After work, he would go to the Spotted Boar with his book to be reading through that. But on his way, he uses his mask of many faces to disguise self to look like a male half-elf. Matching vague description of a member of House Madani. Not with a mark, just,
Right.
Vaguely.
Sure.
And he spends his nights there, gets up every hour-ish to go to the bathroom to refresh. But he's reading, but also waiting to see if Falco comes back into the Spotted Boar.
Okay.
So he's just seated at his table, reading and kind of keeping an eye on the door.
All right. In terms of reading the book,
Yes.
so you get more of Kalden's musings on the Draconic Prophecy as this power that weaves throughout the world and can be tapped into by the skilled. He argues that really anyone wielding magic of any kind is tapping into the Draconic Prophecy in some way. He has a very holistic view of magic, as magic is all one. People are just finding different ways to tap into, or at least arcane magic. He seems to be less certain about divine and primal kinds of magic. But in terms of arcane magic, he argues that the prophecy is the source of all of this. He also argues that the prophecy is pointing toward something, some sort of grand culmination. And the danger, he says, is in trying to force the prophecy in different directions, or trying to trying to treat the prophecy as an algorithm. If this, then that. If that, then this. And trying to choose your own adventure.
Gotcha.
It's not your adventure.
Gotcha.
As far as Falco, evens or odds?
Evens.
Okay. You pick then. Do you encounter Falco?
I mean, I'd like to.
Then you do. What do you do with this information? What does Ezri do? Ari do?
So when Falco comes in, Ari would get up to go to the bathroom to refresh, just to recycle one more time. And then on his way, he would go to leave. Like, he would stick his book in his bag, just have like a satchel, and walk and stop and look at Falco, still looking at this half elven form, and go, I'm sorry. You were the one overseeing the training bits, right? I'm sorry. I feel like your name starts with an F.
Who are you? I don't remember you.
Gareth de Mandani.
Gareth. Don't remember
I-
Gareth.
I was on a tour. My father is a high-ranking member of the house, and just contributed money towards the program, and so I got to go on a tour of the facility, and you were briefly introduced to me in passing. So,
Who's your father? Make a history check.
history check. 19.
Okay, you do know the name of a high-ranking member of House Madani.
That's one. Harnold.
Oh boy.
Oh, right. Arnold de Madani. Sure.
Yes.
Hard to forget that name.
Yes. My I know, who could? I'm sure my cousin was also an overseer in the program, Soren. I came down here shortly after that tour and haven't gotten a chance. I assume he's doing well. Did you have much contact with him in the program?
Make a deception check.
Gladly. That is going to be a 18. Uh-oh. He rolled high, didn't he?
You rolled very high.
Ah, crap.
Push.
Oh, I push
Okay.
it.
Roll again.
Thank you, Colin.
Yep.
Push it real good.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum,
23.
There we
Oh,
go.
wow.
Good
Nice.
push.
Yes, thank you. I haven't heard from him in some time. I've lived down here for quite a bit. I was sent down here by the house. Is he doing well?
Couldn't say. I haven't seen him since the program went to pot.
Oh, what happened?
Your father's a high-ranking member of a house, and you don't know what happened?
We don't talk about his financial endeavors. He was just investing. I'm down here on Madani business. I don't care much for the dealings of the 12 as a collective.
Treaty was signed. We're wrapping up the program. Group of the subjects, turned on us. Attacked. Whole program went mad.
My.
Nearly killed
it's just-
myself.
What was that?
I was nearly killed myself.
Oh, my. So we just have those people out and about running around?
Yeah.
Has there been any effort to collect them?
I mean, we caught some. Killed a lot. Caught some of the best ones.
Oh,
But it's not like they just walk up to you on the street.
right. Imagine.
That would be so stupid.
I mean, you were a part of a pretty big deal with the 12. What brings you down here now?
Reassigned.
I'm sorry, could I get you a drink?
Sure.
What are you having?
They have a Carnathy stout that works pretty well.
Oh, okay. Thank you. And Gareth.
This
settles
is
up
like
in the bar stool.
8 times as physically thick and 100 times as alcoholic as a half and half.
All right.
Oh my! That's when they say stout, they aren't kidding, are they?
Make a Constitution saving throw.
9. So you say you're reassert?
Yeah. You were right.
I'm more of a wine man myself. I'm sorry.
No, you're. What is happening to you?
Oh, probably.
You look up in the bar mirror,
Oh.
and one of your eyes has like
Oh.
rotated 30 degrees.
Oh.
Oh, what do Madani marks do? Can I play this off with a Madani thing?
Not that.
Nope. Nope.
Oh no.
I cover my face and go, I'm sorry, and run to the bathroom to go vomit. As quick. I mean, if he stops me, he stops me. But that's Ari's move.
He gets up because it seems like you might be about to vomit on him.
Yeah.
But I mean, he is suspicious,
Which
but
is what
mostly
you
he's
should do.
horrified out.
Yeah. And then Ari switches to look like a shifter man, and then leaves the spotted boar.
Are you coming back out into the bar from the bathroom?
Yeah, but looking different.
Does the spotted
whole
boar
bunch
have a
more.
have a multi-occupancy bathroom?
Don't go in there. Guy's puking his guts out. Barged in on me taking a poop.
Awesome.
Disagree.
You push past Falco and rush
Getting
out the
real
door.
late.
Walking like this, apparently.
Yep, apparently. And Shade, what do you do for a few days?
Well, the first day she is wise enough to know to lay low, which is not go visit Solarka as much as she wants to.
Mm-hmm.
But there are 2 things that she would like to do if you would allow them.
Sure.
And I think, and I think she would do them at the same time. She would want to check on Donabella, but she would go at night this time. Yeah, she learned that
Okay.
lesson. And then after checking at her sort of at night, early morning hours, then she would like to go visit Harish, like before the ship's cat opens.
Okay. So you're able to watch Donabella's house at night, presumably from your perch. It's still quiet. I mean, at night you don't
That
really
guy's
see
still up there eating.
much. You don't really see much activity in the night. And at Harish's, what do you do at Harish's? She sort of looks up as you come in. Shade.
Hey, I first of all, I've been practicing those rangery spells that you were teaching me, and I think I'm getting better.
Good. Practice is
But
the way to get better.
also, excellent, on the right track. Also, I would love to talk to you. I don't want to interrupt. So if you need to like do your opening thing, I can just follow you around or help. But I would love to talk to you
Start
about
setting the chairs on the ground.
Okay. So she goes over and starts putting them down. How do you the cats really like it here, and so you seem to take really good care of them. And if I were to have a cat, how do you take care of them?
The cats here, I set food out for them. Otherwise, they can come and go as they please. They largely stay, but some of them wander in and out. But I just leave food out for them.
Okay. You
And I'm
don't.
kind to them, and I'm respectful to them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that. I can do that if I wanted a cat.
Yes, of course you can. You are very kind and respectful to the cats here.
Well, they're creatures and they deserve kindness and respect.
This is exactly true.
Okay. So if I had a cat that, may or may not have it gets its own food, what?
How large is the cat we are talking about now?
It's bigger than most of your cats here.
You
It's a really big cat.
acquired this cat recently?
Yes.
And she sort of walks over to the table you're at and leans across. Shade.
Harish.
Did you perhaps make a great deal of noise and trouble over at Tooth and Nail?
I actually almost came and talked to you about it because I know how much you care about animals and how good you are at things with animals. But then it happened really, really fast, and then I didn't think that I had time to come talk to you. But also I wasn't sure how you would feel about getting involved. So maybe.
You are eating free today.
I knew you would help out. Yeah. You're really good at teaching.
If it can get its own, if the creature can get its own food, I would accompany it when it leaves the city, because a creature that large wandering through the town will cause alarm if not accompanied. But many explorers and adventurers who come through the town have animals that they are companions with. So don't have it wander the town alone, or people will probably worry. But if it can get its own food, then you needn't feed it. Be kind to it, respectful to it, and I imagine it will be a worthy companion.
It already protected me. I want it to have a better life than it had, and so I just want to make sure that I'm doing it right. And I don't want.
It already has a better life
again.
than it would have had.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Of course. So, a couple days later. It's early. You are starting to rouse yourselves, those of you who wake early. There is a loud, insistent hammering on the door of the treehouse.
Okay. Guess that's how we're starting today. Ari gets up.
Ari, cook quieter.
Really, really loud.
Ari's got a nice robe on and just underwear under it. He walks through the common area and opens the door.
So you have to, descend to the door that normal would use. What's your AC with no armor? What's your dexterity modifier?
12.
You are struck in the face immediately and take 3 points of damage. And you see Arabella Bright Doom Donnabella's
Oh, whoa.
mother, standing on the doorstep. Where is my daughter? And we'll stop there.
Yeah.
3 points? That's quite
Got a
the
heck of a
hit.
right hook.
That's more than
All right.
I give with an unarmed strike.
I love how everybody knows where we live.
Yeah.
Well, in this case, you told her.
That's true.
You
Yeah.
all
How could
literally
that have
told this
happened?
person.
I know.
You said, we live in the treehouse.
Oh man.
Ari would have tried to hit her back, but he probably would have healed her. So,
So,
Wow.
we'll stop there and find out where we go from there next time. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want to talk to us about this, it's late, forgive me. If you want to talk to us about this or submit some questions for Khyber Shard Answers, which we post on Fridays, you can do so in the comments down below. We're doing a drive to try and get 40 comments on a video, at which point I will elaborate this ridiculous outfit that I've begun wearing and make it even crazier. You can also submit questions on our Discord, the link to which is also down below. And you can communicate with us in a bunch of other ways via social media, about which Eric will now expound.
yes, links down below for all of them, but we are on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at The Geek Pantheon. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/The Geek Pantheon, if you want to support the channel for our Khyber Shards Answers episodes. Patrons of a certain tier get priority on their questions to be on the show. So that's a cool thing. I also stream on Twitch every Sunday and Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central and Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. Twitch.tv/The Geek Pantheon. And we also have a drive going on the channel here where we're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. If we hit that, I will be buying one of you a D&D 5th edition book of your choosing, one of you being a subscriber. So you definitely want to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on that.
All right.
And that's it.
You can also see more of Colin if you've enjoyed him.
I don't know
Tell us.
why. But if you did, you can find me on
You
all
can see
socials.
him if you don't like him, too.
Sorry.
That's true.
BTR, as well as I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/sorrybtr. On all of those, the O is a 0.
What was that?
It was a zero.
Oh, I see.
I love it. I love it.
You'll be
It's
able to
probably
read it in
clearer on the
post.
recording. Yeah, it'll look better in post. All right. Well, we will call it there. Thank you all for watching. We hope you are enjoying the craziness as much as we are. This has been Khyber Shards. I'm Philip.
I'm
I'm
Eric.
Colin.
Io sono Area.
I'm Casey.
That one's harder.
Thanks for rolling with us.